Okay, so today we are going to learn about data types, right? We'll
Okay.
cover data types, how many data types we have in JavaScript. Also, we'll discuss which data type we'll widely use in LWC, right? So basically, we have multiple data types in JavaScript, and some of them are very important, right? So first we will discuss data types, what all are the data types, and I will also tell you like if you need to give focus on those or not, right? So like focus means like if they are going to use in LWC or not. If they are not going to use in LWC, then we will not waste our time on those, right? So the first data type and very important one is number, right? So number data type is something in which we'll include all the number, floating point, anything. We don't have a floating number here. So every like a single number or floating number, both will include as a number data type. Clear, everyone?
Okay.
So, and then we have string, right? String as a data type. We also have string as a object, right? That is a function. So don't be confused on this one. And the difference both of them is the string data type will start with the small s and the function will start with capital S, as we all know, right?
Okay.
So we'll discuss that, but you are not going to use a string as a function, so don't worry about it. Just stick on this string as a data type, right? So string data type will include all alphabets, right? Single or multiple combination of alphabet like words and sentences. And the third one is, and this is also very important, that is Boolean, right? So Boolean is also a data type in,
Yes.
in JavaScript. So we can also use a Boolean. So in number, what we have is we have a limit, right? So as you all know, like in other languages, we have integer, but integer is also have a limit, and then we have long int and kind of, right? So
Yes.
here in JavaScript, number has a limit called plus minus 253 to the power minus 1, right? So if you have any other big number on that one, so let's say currently we are using big data, right? We are working on big data and all, then number has another data type that is called bigint, but we will not use bigint in LWC, so don't worry about it. Okay,
Okay.
although I will tell you the example of bigint, but you don't have to worry about it, but it is also count as a data type. Okay, so it is number 4 basically. Okay, but in this side, in left side, I'm just writing all those data type those we are going to use, and also include the other data type those are will not use them in LWC, but still they are a data type in JavaScript. Okay, okay, number 5 we have as undefined. It is very important one, right? Undefined. Clear? And then
Yes.
we have null. It is also a data type. We'll check the difference. And most important one is object. Okay, clear? We
Yes.
have an object, we have array, date, math, even the string function and symbol function. Everything is a data type as object. Okay, and symbol, there is one more data type called symbol. It is a function, right? So what I will write it as, but we are not going to use it in LWC. So I'm just writing in the right side. Okay, so these are the data types we have. Quick question.
Pratik, in JavaScript, we have variable like let and where, which can store
Uh-huh.
any data, right? So,
Right.
what's the use of these data type? I mean, we can
Okay.
use those
So
data.
so right, got your point. So Lavnish, these let, where, and const, right? These are the ways to declare a variable, right? But sometimes what happens, every time you assign a value to these variable, they will
Mhm.
auto adjust their type of value based on these data types. So let's say if you are assigning 10 to a variable, right? Then that variable type will become as 10.
Yeah.
sorry, a number,
Number,
Number.
right?
yeah.
So if you will assign Lavnish to that, then the type of that variable will become string,
String, yeah.
String.
right? So similarly, if you are comparing those variable to each other, or you are printing those value or assigning any value, then you should know the type of that
Yeah.
particular variable. So these data types are to just denote those type of those variables.
Okay.
But where let and const, these are the ways to declare a variable, and they have their limitations, right? Like we discussed in our earlier class. So where is used for global and function level, and
Yeah.
they are also redeclare and reassigned, right? But they are not used on block level. Similarly, we have a lat that is also support the block level and function level, right? But that is not support in global level. Global level it is supported, but it will not be included in Windows, right? Similarly, we have const. So in const, you cannot redeclare or reassign, right? Because it
Mm-hmm.
is constant, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So these are the differences in these, but these are the type of the value you are going to assign to those variables, right?
Okay.
So you can only decide the value type based on these data type. These are the only, because in every language we have different type of data types, but here in JavaScript, as you don't have to declare the type of variable before assigning the value, it will automatically take that type based on the value type. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
that's the
Okay.
beauty of JavaScript. So in even in Apex, what you do is you just declare a type of the variable and then assign a value based on the type of the variable,
Type. Yeah.
Yes.
right? But now it is vice versa. You will assign a value and the variable will automatically take that type based on the value you have assigned. Okay,
Okay.
Okay.
we'll use some of these, right? We'll discuss some of these.
Okay.
Okay, so let's just do some practicals. Is this class recorded?
Yes, Pratik, it's
Okay.
recording.
Okay. So let's just discuss number. So we all know like how you can declare a variable. So let's say where first it is my variable, right? And I'm assigning a value called 5 to it, right? So I have assigned it a value as 5, right? And it how you can get the type of this variable is you can simply use a type of method, right? Type of keyword to just print the type of a variable. So you know how to print a value. We can use console.log, right? And here what you can do is you can use type of variable to get the type of a value, right? So let's say type of, right? Type of what? Type of first, right? So we
First.
need a type of first, and if you will save it, then it will automatically run. So what you need to do is to get the console, just press F12 or inspect element or whatever, right? So you can see here the type of first is printing as number, right? Similarly, if you will go with the floating point as well, let's say 5.6, if you will save again, then it will again print a number, because as I said, single number and floating point number, though both are number in JavaScript. Clear?
Yes.
And the length of number is plus minus 253 minus 1. Okay. Oh, sorry, to the power 1.
Okay.
Clear?
Okay.
So if that is bigger than that, if a value is bigger than that, what you need to do is you need to add n after the number. N is big int, right?
Okay.
So if JavaScript will found n after the number, then it will print as big int, right? Just let me just save it so you can see it is printing as big int.
Begin.
Just give me a minute. Huh? Okay, so this is how you can print integer and a big integer, right? Or number. An integer is a number in JavaScript. So this is how you can print a number and big int, right? Any question till now?
No.
No, Pratik.
So now you understand, like if you are assigning any value, or if you are assigning a value, then the variable will automatically take the type of that value and will become um, that value type only, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So similarly, you can test other data types. So let's just do that. So next data type, what we have is we have string, right? So if do you want me to just keep these? Just keep these. So this is the type as number, number, and we have number, and then you can say string. Where, let's say a second, and any name you can give, and string can be declare as a single quotes or double quotes both, right? So let's say if I'm using single quotes, or let's say it is Ruchika, then if I will print Ruchika console dot log, right, sec, then what it should print? It is printing, sorry, type of, right? Okay, see, it is showing as string.
String.
Clear?
Yes.
Similarly,
Yes.
if you will use double quotes as well, then it won't make any difference, right? See, clear?
Yes.
So this is our string type, right? And what we have next is Boolean, right? So let's just declare Boolean. Okay, where uh, third equals to, let's say, true. So don't declare a Boolean value in a single quotes or double quotes like we can do with Apex and other languages. Then it will become a string. Okay, so be aware about that. So you can use console.log, and then you know what you need to do. Type of third, it should be Boolean. See, clear?
Yes.
So
And Pratik, one thing.
mhm.
What if we just put Boolean third equal to true?
Boolean Boolean third equal to true, because we cannot assign, then it won't go, right? So
Oh,
you cannot declare a variable here.
okay.
Then it will
Okay.
become interface in the background.
Okay.
It is a self-explanatory data type, right? In
Okay.
C++.
We don't generally declare what type of, but we need to know the like
Type
what
of value.
type.
So it, yeah,
Yes.
it automatically convert. So let's say if you are confused what type of variable it is, then you can simply use type of to get that value. Okay,
Okay.
clear. And then what we have next is undefined, right? So undefined is very important one. So you will use it a lot, at least in blocks. So undefined is basically if you are not assigning any value to a variable, then it will be called as undefined. So let's say we have declared a variable, however, we didn't assign a value to it, right?
Okay.
Console dot log, right? Then what we can do is type of 4. See, undefined.
Okay.
Variable is declared
Mhm.
because its type is not defined, then what is called undefined.
Undefined. Okay.
Clear? This is how you can check undefined. What is next? Null. Null is also very important, and you generally will compare it with undefined. So we'll have a 5-minute session to just check the difference between null and undefined. So let's say I have a variable, let's say var fifth, and what I'm doing is I'm not keeping it undefined. I'm just assigning a value called null to it. Null is nothing, right?
Yes.
So if I will use console.log, become object. So it is an error in JavaScript, right? So they have also mentioned in their document that they cannot change it. So if you are assigning any value, then it will become a null, right? So there's a fault, but you can use null like this. Okay. The
Okay.
type of null is generally show as an object, but it is not in background. So it is a problem in JavaScript.
Okay.
So and they have also confirmed that it is a problem in JavaScript. So you know they are just keeping it like this because they are saying like if we will change it, then it can break the internet, and there are a lot of other things. Okay.
Okay.
And what next? We have object,
Object.
right? So as I said, like object is also an object, array is also an object. So let's say where 6, if we'll assign an object like this, object will study in detail what it is, and how you declare and how you can use. Will study it in detail. Console.log type of 6 is also an object. See, clear?
Yes. Yes.
And if you will assign it as an array, mm, like this is an array, then still it will show an object. Okay,
Okay.
clear, Lavnish?
Yes, Pratik.
Okay, let's just move on. And we have symbol as well. It is just a function, so you can simply use it like this. Symbol is a function, symbol like this, right? And you can use any value, any array or anything data here. Okay,
Okay.
clear. We are not going to use symbol in LWC, so don't worry about it. So these are the data types we have, right? So now basically the question here is, the most important question is what is the difference between undefined and null, right? It's a very important one. So equality operators, right? So we have two types of equality operators in JavaScript. One is double equals to, one is triple equals to, right?
Yes.
So what is the difference between double equals to and triple equals to? Can you tell me?
Triple is equal to basically it compares the value, and double equals to basically it checks the address location of both the
Basically, there are two
app.
things: value and its type, right? So
Okay.
if you will double equals to, then it generally only check value, right? It doesn't check the type. Let's suppose if I mention, uh, let's suppose 10, right? And if I will use double equals to 10, then what do you think?
Good.
Uh,
It will return
True.
to true
why?
because
How?
basically it's comparing the value. And sorry, this is acting as a string.
It's
No, 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 no. Actually, you have put that in under
correct,
quotes.
correct. What we need to do is we need to put it into what?
Um,
Codes, right?
yes.
So this is how you can check this. Let me just do it. Just give me a minute. Let me just show you. Let's say if I will declare like this, right? Then what will be the answer,
True.
right? It will be true, true. And if still I will use like this, then
It is
it's
true.
still true, right? So
Yeah.
that is why I'm saying normal comparison. This is called as normal comparison. In normal comparison, doesn't compare the type of the value. It only compare what? It only compare the value.
Values. Yeah.
Clear?
Yes.
However, the second one is the 3 equal to is called as strict comparison, right? What it is called as strict
Strict
comparison.
comparison.
So if you will use third equals to, then what? It will
False.
become false because now it is also comparing the data type of the value as well. Clear?
Okay. Yes.
Right, Lavnish?
Yes, yes.
So now we just need to check null and undefined in same manner. So what is the difference between null and undefined? Undefined is like if you are not assigning any value, right? Then implicitly it will make it as an undefined, right?
Yes.
Similarly, if you are assigning a value explicitly as null, then it will become null, right? So let's just declare two variable and compare them. Okay. So what I am trying to do is I'm just comparing two variables. So let's var x, or I'm not assigning any value to x, right? Then what it will become? It will become as undefined.
Yes.
What is the value of x is? Undefined. We have
Undefined.
already
Undefined.
checked. We have already checked that, right?
Yes.
So let's just test this. X equals to y. मैं यहाँ पे I'm only using double equals to first. So what do you think? Now what it is comparing? It is only comparing the
The
value assigned to
value.
x and y. That is not comparing the data type of x and y, right? So if
Right.
Yeah.
I will hit save, then it will return true
True.
because actually null and undefined both are nothing in
Mm.
as a
Mm-hmm.
value, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
One is implicitly blank and second one is explicitly null,
Okay.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
However, these two are different data types. So if I will use triple equals to in between, then it should return false. See,
Yes. Okay.
did you understand the difference? So
Yes.
what we will use is if a variable is not assigned. So in LWC, if we need to assign a blank value or nothing value to a particular variable, we'll use null. We'll not use like this. Clear?
Okay. Yeah.
So if we want to make it blank, then what we will use is null. So let's say if x is already 10, right? Then we want to make it blank. Then what we will use is x is equals to null. Clear? So
Yes.
now x, the value of x will become as null, or you can say blank.
Blank. Yeah.
Clear? This is
Yes.
this is our equality operator and equality comparison. And we have two type of equality comparison. One is using double quotes, and one
Double.
is using triple quotes, right?
Yes.
And sorry, triple equals to or double equals
So,
to, and double equals to is your normal comparison, and triple equals to is your strict comparison, right? That will include type of the value as well. Clear?
yes.
Any question?
No, Pratik.
Okay. So this is what we have in data types, right? So we'll use these data types. We'll discuss these data types, especially object and array, in detail, right? In our coming classes. Okay. Tomorrow we'll discuss spread operator.
Okay.
Okay. So just practice this. If you have any question, just let me know,
Yes.
right? Just practice
Okay.
this, and and let me know if you have any question. Let me just